What is up, guys? Joe here, back with another video. Today is Friday, September 24, 2021, and Salesforce is up over 11% for the week and over 2% for the day. Salesforce is trending because they've raised their revenue projections for 2022, making this a bullish catalyst for the stock. So let's take a look at some headlines and do some technical analysis. So if we jump over to FinViz, see a couple of headlines today. Why analysts see up to 32% upside in Salesforce. Is Salesforce stock a buy? Software maker raises fiscal 2022 revenue outlook. Salesforce lifts guidance, what Wall Street is saying. We click on this headline. Shares of Salesforce are higher for a third day after the Customer Relationship Management Software Group boosted its 2022 revenue guidance and analysts upgraded the company. Analysts at Morgan Stanley maintained their overweight rating while raising their price target on the shares to $345 from $305. Jumping back to FinViz, we can see that there was new price target upgrades made today. Piper Sandler gave it an overweight rating and a new price target of $365 from $280. Monness, Crespi, and Hart reiterated their buy rating and gave it a price target of $328. And lastly, Wells Fargo has an overweight rating and a price target of $325. So we can look at the weekly chart. Salesforce is in a nice steady uptrend and it's trading within this channel. So this blue line down here will act as support and this pink line above will act as resistance. And as you can see, every time Salesforce has been respecting the channel and finally broke out of resistance today, marking a new all-time high. And we can view it the same way within TradingView. So this is the daily chart within TradingView. You can grab your trendline tool here and annotate your support, which is down here. And you can draw your resistance above, which is up here. And as you can see, Salesforce has been trading within this channel, respecting the channel each time it touches. So down here, I found support and bounced. Found support here and bounced. Again, found support here and bounced. Support here, bounced. Support here and bounced. And similarly, found resistance up here and got rejected, traded lower. Found resistance again here and traded lower. And up here, rejected because of resistance. And lastly, I'm noticing it is approaching resistance again at the roughly 287 mark. So be aware that you may be facing some resistance in the coming days. And lastly, it did break all-time highs established months ago, and right over here it smashed through that today, which is good news. We are printing all-time highs here, and with this being said, I do think we can continue trading higher after this with volatility. And notice today we got higher than usual buying volume, and our RSI indicator down here has crossed above the 70-point mark. So we are at overbought conditions. I would recommend you trade lightly. We are at market all-time highs, so I do expect Salesforce to continue higher and reach those price targets made by the analysts, but do expect volatility along the way. I fully expect Salesforce to continue trading within this channel. So looking ahead for the swing traders, for people who want to buy and hold the stock for weeks on end, we can draw some Fibonacci zones to make price predictions on where the stock could be headed next. So what you want to do is grab your Fibonacci retracement tool and you want to anchor your first point at the lowest point of the stock. Your second anchor would be at the highest point of the stock, which is printed today, and you set it there. So as you can see previously, Salesforce was trading between the 78% and the 100% Fibonacci range, and that's all of this price action here. It broke support and it landed in the next zone, which is all of this going on here, and that is the 78% Fibonacci zone to the 61% Fibonacci zone. But after that, it broke out and traded upwards, and finally this is where we are again at the 78% to the 100% mark. Fibonacci retracement zone. So looking ahead, we can also draw some Fibonacci extensions to see where the stock could be headed higher. So if we zoom out a tad and we look above the current price levels, we do see that the next trading range for the stock would be between the 100% zone and the 127% zone. So the price target here would be $333, and if it breaks through that, eventually we can see the next zone, which is the 161% zone, and that price target here would be $393. So I do expect Salesforce to reach that price point eventually. I do think it is months away. We will encounter volatility along the way, and it won't be a straight line up. This is purely for illustration purposes. What is more likely is Salesforce will continue to trade upward while bouncing on this support line annotated by this dashed line. And as you can see, we are looking at the daily chart, and somewhere in the 333 to the 393 price targets will be months away. Looking at our calendar dates down here at the bottom. So now for you day traders, for day trading, I do recommend using pivot points instead, so you can get a more micro view of daily price action. And if you're wondering what are pivot points, the pivot point itself is simply the average of the intraday high and low and the closing price from the previous trading day on the subsequent day. Trading above the pivot point is thought to indicate ongoing bullish sentiment, while trading below the pivot point indicates bearish sentiment. So back in trading view, you want to turn on your pivot points, traditional, and from here we can zoom in. So here the pivot point itself is the turning point. Anything above is considered bullish, anything below is considered bearish. So now we broke through our first level of resistance, which is annotated by this R1. Our next level of resistance is our R2. I do expect us to continue trading higher the next week. So the price target here for the next level of resistance would be 296. And if we break above that, our next level of resistance would be 316. Now, if for some reason the market starts turning bearish, our first level of support would be this R1. We could continue trading lower here, and that price target would be 285. If we were to break that, we would find more support at the actual pivot point here, and that level is 259. And if we were to break that, the next level of support would be this S1, and this S1 would be a price target of 244. Although I'm bullish on the stock, you should always be prepared to protect yourself in case the market takes a downturn. Remember, we are trading at market all-time highs. We are bound for a correction anytime soon, anything from a 5 to 10, even more % correction. So obviously you want to trade lightly, be vigilant, secure your profits, and move on if you have to. And don't forget, pivot points are more useful for day traders because they consider the previous day's opening and close, and that way they're able to project the next day's prices. Keep that in mind when you're trading. Pivot points for day traders and Fibonacci ratios for swing traders. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions, please leave a question in the comment section. I'll be happy to respond. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.